Do you know what a home with good Feng Shui looks and, more importantly, feels like? You don't need to fill it with amulets or live in a huge house. In fact, often just a few simple adjustments are enough to completely transform your home's energy. Even if you live in a small apartment, because when the flow of qi, the vital energy, is activated and moves freely through your space, you start to notice something different. You breathe better, you sleep soundly, you feel more at peace, and the most surprising thing, money starts to flow more easily, opportunities return, and everything seems to fall back into place. Today, I'm going to share with you Feng Shui principles, practical and simple tips adapted so you can apply them in any type of home, regardless of its size. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal a small complementary ritual you can do at home to seal all this energy and open even more doors to prosperity, health, and well-being. Before we continue, I want you to do something very powerful. Activate the energy of order and abundance in your home. Right now, by writing the phrase, "I balance the energy of my home and open the doors to prosperity" in the comments. It's not just a comment. It's a declaration of intention, a first step for the qi to begin moving in your favor. And if this content is already resonating with you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of the rituals, teachings, and secrets we share every week to help you transform your life from inside your home. Share this video with someone who needs more harmony in their house and in their life, because when the energy of our environment changes, everything begins to change. Now that you've activated your intention and are ready to transform your home's energy, it's time to go deeper, because Feng Shui isn't just about decorating, moving furniture, or placing symbols. It's about how vital energy, qi, flows through your space, and how its distribution can completely change your life, from your health to your emotions and your finances. In Feng Shui, everything revolves around one thing: qi, the vital energy that runs through every corner of your home and your life. This energy isn't abstract. It's real and manifests in how you feel when you enter a place. There are spaces where you immediately feel at peace, and others where you feel uncomfortable, tired, or burdened, even if you don't know why. Feng Shui works precisely with that, the way qi enters, flows, and is distributed throughout your home. A well-arranged space allows qi to flow freely, like fresh air entering through an open window. This harmonious movement nourishes every area of your house, and with it, it nourishes your emotions, your mental clarity, your rest, and also your relationship with money, health, and abundance. Now, not all qi is the same. When qi flows with order, softness, and balance, it's known as shangqi. It's a vital energy that promotes growth, renewal, creativity, emotional stability, and prosperity. But when it stagnates, moves aggressively, or accumulates in dark and cluttered spaces, it transforms into short qi, an unfavorable energy that can cause fatigue, blockages, conflicts, or economic losses. That's why the way your home is organized, not its size, determines whether you're attracting energy that propels you or energy that holds you back. And the most powerful thing is that you can change that. With some simple and very conscious adjustments, you can transform your house, however small, into a channel of favorable energy, tranquility, and constant prosperity. And to show you what a change in energy flow can achieve, I want to tell you Aura's story. Aura was a sensitive, generous woman, always attentive to others. But for some time she felt that everything in her life had stopped. She lived in a small apartment, seemingly organized, but where the silence felt dense. Since she retired, the energy at home became heavier. She slept poorly, forgot things, and above all, money began to be scarce. Not because she spent a lot, but because nothing lasted. Everything broke. Unexpected expenses arose, and she didn't understand why. One afternoon, while reorganizing a shelf, she realized how many things she had accumulated, figures given to her as gifts, Chinese coins, a pair of waving cats, a mirror with symbols she didn't understand. All these objects, she said, were to attract luck, but nothing had improved. She felt a mix of tiredness and sadness, as if instead of helping, these objects were simply taking up space. It was then that she remembered a neighbor who always talked to her about Feng Shui, aura, with some skepticism but a lot of fatigue. Called her, and that same week, this neighbor, who had studied with a traditional Feng Shui master, paid her a visit. When she entered, she didn't criticize anything. She just looked at her sweetly and said, "Aura, Feng Shui isn't about amulets. It's about how your house breathes. Look, Aura, many people think that having good Feng Shui means filling the house with objects with lucky symbols, but true Feng Shui isn't about that. You don't need cats, coins, or strange figures. What really matters is how the energy flows in your house. If there's space for qi to enter, move, and nourish every corner." She paused, looked her in the eyes, and added, "Your house doesn't need more things, it needs to breathe. And when your house breathes, you can breathe again too." The phrase touched her deeply. Together, they began to review her space. They removed unnecessary objects, opened a corner that was always blocked by a chair, placed a plant next to the window to move the qi, and moved the mirror to reflect more light. Nothing expensive, nothing esoteric, just space, light, and fresh air. Aura noticed it immediately. That night, she slept like she hadn't in months. A few days later, a friend offered her some sewing alterations for a group of neighbors. Shortly after, she began to receive weekly orders. Money started coming in again, little by little, as if something had unlocked within her and in her house at the same time. Aura understood that it wasn't magic, it was energy, and when the house flows, life also flows. Aura's experience reminds us that it's not about how much space you have or how many things are in your house, but about how your home feels and what kind of energy you're allowing to flow through it. And now that you've understood this, I want to share with you the most important Feng Shui principles, adapted so you can easily apply them regardless of your house's size. One of the most important and sometimes most neglected points in any home is the main entrance. In Feng Shui, this area is seen as the portal through which qi, vital energy, enters and distributes itself to every corner of your house. That's why it's essential that this area is free, clean, and well lit. It doesn't matter if you live in a small apartment and don't have a formal entryway. The important thing is that the area in front of the door is clear, without piles of shoes, large furniture, or accumulated items that prevent energy from flowing freely from the very first step. Next, I'll share some practical tips to enhance this area, even if your space is small. If your door opens directly into the living room or a hallway, you can place a light or neutral rug to visually define that space as an entry point. Add a mirror on one side, never directly opposite the door, to visually enlarge the space and reflect light. If you don't have natural light, place a warm and pleasant light that you can turn on every time you come home. Light activates qi. Also, a small plant near the door can help soften the energy and signal a welcome. Remember, the entrance is like the mouth of your home. If it's obstructed, qi doesn't enter, and neither do prosperity or another crucial area in any home, regardless of its size, is the kitchen. In Feng Shui, the kitchen represents the energetic heart of the home. It's the place where food is transformed, where life is created. And it's directly related to your health, but also to the flow of money and the vitality of those who live in the house. And although many kitchens today are small or integrated into the living room, that doesn't prevent you from balancing their energy and transforming them into a true channel of abundance. Here are some practical tips to achieve this. Ensure that the stovetops or stove are placed against a solid wall. This symbolizes protection and energetic stability. If you can't move them, place a decorative image with a firm background or even a wooden board behind them to provide visual support. If your stovetops face the sink, don't worry. This creates a clash between the elements fire, stove, and water, sink, but you can soften it by placing a small plant between the two. Wood in Feng Shui acts as a bridge of harmony between water and fire. Check that all burners work correctly. A damaged burner represents a part of your energy and prosperity that isn't active. Even if you don't use all of them, keeping them in good condition helps the energetic flow be complete. Keep the kitchen always clean, ventilated, and organized. Avoid accumulating things on top of the stove or sink, as this blocks the movement of qi. If the kitchen is very dark or narrow, you can place a warm light or a side mirror that adds depth and helps visually expand the space. The bedroom is another key space in Feng Shui, and perhaps the most intimate. The bedroom isn't just where we sleep. In Feng Shui, it's the space where your energy regenerates every night, where you disconnect from the outside to heal, rest, and recharge your vital force. And it doesn't matter if your room is large or small. The essential thing is that it conveys calm, protection, and balance. A well-harmonized bedroom can help you sleep better, think more clearly, have better relationships, and sustain your energy to attract what you desire. Here are some practical tips to achieve it. The bed should be against a solid wall. This symbolizes a mountain protecting your rest. If you can't move the bed, you can place a firm headboard or even a decorative fabric that creates that visual. An energetic backing. Avoid direct sunlight falling on the bed, especially in the morning. The sun represents a very yang, active energy and can disturb rest. Ventilate the room early, but close the curtains or blinds when the sun is very strong. Keep the space under the bed clear. Storing things there prevents energy from flowing well during rest. If you have no other option, try to make sure they are light and organized items. Use bedding in soft colors with neutral, earthy, or pastel tones that promote relaxation and balance. Avoid aggressive or cluttered patterns. If you share the bedroom with your partner, try to have identical or similar nightstands on both sides of the bed to balance the energy between you. There's also a corner we often forget, but which is fundamental in Feng Shui. Your workspace, where you work, create, or study. Even if it's just a small table in a corner of the living room, this area represents your projection towards the future, your ability to create, organize your ideas, and make your way. And even if you don't have an exclusive office or room, with a few adjustments you can turn any space into a zone of energetic power. Here are some practical tips to boost your workspace. However small it may be, try to have your back protected while you work, meaning you have a wall or backing behind you. Avoid having all the space open behind you, as this creates an unconscious feeling of insecurity and dispersion. Commanding position is key. Ideally, your desk should be oriented so you can see the entrance to the space, but it shouldn't be directly in front of you or behind you. If it's unavoidable, place a small mirror on one side to give you visibility. If you work with a window next to or behind you, place a plant nearby to stabilize the energy and add a touch of natural life. Keep your desk tidy and only with what's necessary in sight. Visual clutter creates energetic noise that blocks concentration and creativity. Illuminate your workspace with natural light if possible, or with a warm lamp that isn't harsh. In addition to caring for specific areas, there are certain general habits that can help you keep the energy alive throughout your home. Sometimes, it's not about changing big things, but about small, conscious gestures that have a big impact on an energetic level. Here are some practical tips you can apply starting today. Ventilate your house daily, even for a few minutes. Fresh air renews qi and helps eliminate stagnant energy. Check that there are no blocked areas, furniture preventing doors from opening completely, dark corners, or saturated hallways. Anything that impedes physical movement also impedes energetic movement. Avoid accumulating unused or broken objects. Constant clutter generates shorqi, the unfavorable energy that blocks well-being. If you feel the energy is very dense, you can burn natural incense or dried rosemary and open windows while you do it. And most importantly, put intention into every corner. Energy follows thought. If you clean or arrange, visualizing that everything flows, you'll be activating it from within. If you're feeling that this can help you, leave a comment with the phrase, "I activate qi in my home and let prosperity in." And don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of the rituals, tips, and teachings we share here. Your home deserves this energy, and so do you. Now that you know how to improve the flow of qi in every corner of your home, I want to share a very simple but profoundly transformative ritual with you, because beyond objects and distribution, there are symbolic gestures that, when done with intention, activate energy immediately and powerfully. This ritual is ideal for sealing all the changes you make in your house, strengthening your connection with the space, and definitely opening the doors to prosperity, harmony, and inner peace. It's very simple, and you can do it every time you clean, reorganize, or feel that your house needs a new beginning. Do it calmly, at a time of day when you're relaxed and without interruptions. Choose a space where you can move freely, and above all, do it with intention, because, in Feng Shui, energy follows thought, and your intention is the key that activates everything. You'll need the following: a small container with water, it can be a ceramic or glass bowl, 3 sprigs of fresh or dried rosemary, a handful of coarse salt, preferably sea salt, a white or golden candle, a natural incense, sandalwood, lavender, or cinnamon are ideal, and an object that represents prosperity for you. It can be a golden coin, a citrine quartz, or a key. Let's go through the step-by-step. First, prepare the space, light the candle and the incense. Place everything on a simple table or altar in a corner of the house you want to energetically reinforce. If you don't know which one, you can do it in the living room or near the entrance. Breathe deeply 3 times and focus on your purpose. Now, prepare the activation water. In the container with water, add the salt and rosemary. Stir gently while repeating softly or mentally, "I activate the qi in my home. I cleanse what doesn't serve, and I make space for abundance, health, and peace." Immerse your fingers in the water and gently sprinkle the main corners of your house, starting with the entrance. You can say, as you do it, "Only good enters here. Light dwells here. My home is a channel of clean and prosperous energy." Once the sprinkling is done, place the object you chose, coin, quartz, key, in a visible or special place for you. This represents your new intention, a balanced home open to positive flow. Give thanks aloud or in silence. Extinguish the candle with respect, not by blowing it out, but by using a snuffer or your hand. Let the incense burn out on its own. Stay for a few minutes in silence, feeling how your home breathes differently, how the atmosphere lightens, and how something new has begun. This ritual, though simple, has the power to consciously activate the qi in your home. And the best part is that you can repeat it once a month or whenever you feel something has stagnated and you need to flow again. When you start caring for your home's energy consciously, something profound changes. You won't always notice it on the same day, but you will feel it. The atmosphere becomes lighter, thoughts clearer, and you yourself begin to act with more calm, more order, more focus. It's possible that you start sleeping better, feeling more at peace with yourself and others, and yes, you'll also see that money starts to flow more stably, that new opportunities arise, that people or projects you thought were closed come back. Because when qi flows freely in your home, it also flows in your life. And the most beautiful thing is that you don't need a big house, expensive objects, or technical knowledge. You just need to care for what you have, move it with love, and maintain the intention of living in harmony. But remember, what you've done today is only one part. If you truly want the transformation to be constant, there are some additional tips you can follow, and I'm sharing them with you right now. First, clean with consciousness, not out of obligation. When you clean your house, do it with intention. Don't just do it out of routine. Imagine you're also cleaning your mind, your emotions, your blockages. You can even mentally repeat, as I clean, I release. As I organize, I make space for the new. Second, use prosperity symbols that truly connect with you. Don't place objects just because they say they attract luck. Use elements that have a personal meaning for you, a photo that inspires you, a plant you lovingly care for, a stone you collected on a special trip that has more energetic power than any empty figure. Third, activate energy movement with soft sounds. Once a week, you can sound a Tibetan singing bowl, chimes, or even gently clap in the corners of your house. This breaks stagnant energy and awakens the environment. Fourth, take care of the center of your house. The center represents the heart of the home. Keep it clear, lit, and clean. If you don't know where it is, imagine a midpoint between all the rooms. Don't put heavy or dark things there. And fifth, trust your perception. If you enter a room and feel discomfort, it's a sign that the qi needs to move. Listen to your intuition. Sometimes moving a piece of furniture or opening a window makes all the difference. If you apply these tips, you'll not only maintain balanced energy, you'll multiply the effects of the ritual and the changes you've already begun to create. Your home will become a true magnet for peace, well-being, and constant abundance. Today you've done something very important. You not only learned millennial Feng Shui principles, you also activated a new flow of energy in your home and, with it, in your life. And remember, it's not about perfection or following strict rules. It's about listening to your space, moving with intention, and allowing your house to become a reflection of what you want to live. Your home is your temple, your refuge, your channel of abundance, and every gesture you make, however small it may seem, has the power to open paths, transform your mood, and attract the peace and prosperity you deserve. If this video has inspired you, leave me a comment with the phrase, "My house vibrates in harmony, and prosperity flows with ease." Like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to keep learning new rituals, teachings, and secrets that transform from the inside out every week. And if you know someone who feels their house is dull, stagnant, or simply looking for a change, share this video with love. Sometimes a simple piece of advice can open a new stage in someone's life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring for your energy and for allowing Qi to accompany you on this new path. See you in the next video, where we'll continue to discover together the secrets that make your home a magnet for harmony, positive energy, and true abundance. See you soon.